welcome back for another Teen Talk Tuesday. My name is Paul, and I just want to say thanks for checking us out today. Have you ever felt like you were the social outcast? Like you didn't quite fit in? I know I have. I have had that for my entire life, from when I was in elementary school to middle school, high school, even as an adult. I've always felt a little bit like, hey, in certain groups, I don't really fit in. I remember a time when I was in high school, I went on a trip with my youth group down to Uruguay, South America. This was my first time flying, first time in an airport, really. It was my first time for lots of things, and I took this flight down to Uruguay, and I remember stepping out of the airport doors out into the sidewalk, and there before me were four guys that were just huge. I mean, these guys were ripped, and they had sawed-off shotguns, they had machine guns, they had all of this stuff hanging off their bodies, and I'm thinking, oh my word, I am not in America anymore. I'm not in the United States. And I felt a little off, like I didn't quite fit in. Well, as we went there, we served with these people for a few weeks, and as we were there, the airport that we just flown into ended up going bankrupt. And I don't know what that communicates to you, but let me explain it. It means that there's no flights going back to the United States. And I remember as we were hearing some of this news, the people we went to help, they actually had to go to the capital city. They pled our case. They went there and they said they're a bunch of kids, they need to get home to their parents, and they were gone like all day making our case before a governing board of sorts. And finally, they figured out a way to get us back home. And we got a tour all of like South America. We were in Peru and Argentina, and we were just kind of all over the place because there's no flights going straight to the United States. It was kind of cool. My passport got filled up with a whole bunch of stamps and all that. It's kind of an experience for me. But I think a lot of times, there's many times in our lives that we don't feel like we fit in. Like our relationships may be a little superficial, or that we don't have the right stuff, or the right look, or maybe it's the right, even good grades, like we don't fit into any scene. We don't have the right athletic ability. And this problem is not a new problem. There's a guy by the name of Levi, and Levi was one of those social outcasts. He was a guy that nobody really talked to, let alone invite him to a party. But all of a sudden, his life changed. I don't want to tell you about this story. I'm going to read it for you. And it says in Mark chapter 2, verses 13 and 14, Jesus, he went out again by the sea, and all the crowd was coming to him, and he was teaching them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax booth. And he said to him, "Follow me." Naturally, Levi did this. He was shocked that someone actually invited him to come and hang out with him. So he gets up and he leaves. But the crazy part is, Jesus wasn't just saying, "Hey, come follow me," as if he was trying to get this huge following of people. He actually wanted to have a relationship with him. He actually wanted to invite him to dinner. And so the story goes on. He says, as he reclined at the table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners were reclining with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. And the scribes and Pharisees, those were kind of like the really religious people, when they saw him eating with the sinners and tax collectors, they said to the disciples, "Why does he eat with the tax collectors and sinners?" See, they believed that they didn't belong in this scene. He said, and when Jesus heard about it, he said to them, those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but the sinner. See, Jesus wasn't looking for the people that were in the in crowd, who had the right marks, who had the right education, who had the right abilities. He came for everybody. He came for everybody, and he wants to have a relationship with all of us. And perhaps you are feeling like all of your relationships are a little superficial, or that you're missing out on something, or maybe you're just wishing that things would make sense a little bit more. I will tell you that Jesus wants that relationship. He wants to have a relationship, and he wants to get to know you. But we do have to take a step towards him. And perhaps today, as you watch this, you're saying, you know what, I have been looking for some things. I have been searching, and my relationships seem to be missing something. They're good, but they seem to be missing something. What I would encourage you to do is just drop a comment in the bottom of this video. I'd love to interact with you that way. Or if you want to go to my church's website, shelbyroad.org/online, there's a card there. It's called our welcome card, but you could fill that out and I'll be in contact with you and how we could explore this relationship with Jesus. You know, this has been the best decision I've ever made, and I just want people to experience that same kind of relationship that I've got. I hope you do, and I hope that today is a great day for you. I hope that this week is filled with many blessings and that you'll just be able to enjoy your time. All right, thanks for checking us out. We'll catch you next time. See ya.